One of the most challenging things as a meal prepper is to find quick, easy, healthy, and delicious meal prep recipes that will not only hold up in the fridge, but that you're actually excited to eat. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you what I eat in a day as a meal prepper and sharing with you those 3 quick and easy beginner meal prep recipes, one for breakfast, one for lunch, and one for dinner, so that you can have an entire week of healthy meals ready to grab and go. Hey guys, it's Marliese from Simply Fit Mom here, where I help you become a strong, empowered, energetic supermom and get food on the table for you and your family fast using meal prep. And today, guys, I'm going to be sharing with you what I eat in a day as a meal prepper. This has been one of the most highly asked for videos from me, asking, Marliese, what do you eat in a day as a meal prepper? Do you meal prep your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner? And the answer is yes. I meal prep pretty much everything. Not 100% perfectly all of the time, but as close to all of the time as I can. Because as we know, guys, when we meal prep, we save time and energy in the kitchen, and we just take the stress out of meal times, which is exactly what I want for you. So in today's video, I'm going to be taking you through 3 different meal prep recipes, one for breakfast, one for lunch, and then one for dinner, and teaching you exactly how to make these beginner meal prep recipes so you too can have an entire week of healthy breakfasts, lunches, and dinners prepped so you don't have to worry about any cooking throughout the week. And of course, guys, be sure to stick around to the end, because today I'm going to be sharing with you my 5-step meal prep express guide, which gives you a complete 5-step strategy on how to make an entire week of healthy meals in 1 hour or less. So be sure to stick around to the end of the video, where I'm going to tell you how to get access to that. And without further ado, guys, let's get right into our first breakfast meal prep recipe. Alright guys, for our first meal prep recipe today, we're going to be making breakfast. And for breakfast, I absolutely love these quick and easy gluten-free pancakes. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a basic pancake recipe, but you can flavor it in any way that you like. First of all, guys, for this recipe we're going to be needing 3/4 cup of gluten-free flour. You can make your own, or you can buy the pre-made stuff at the store. We're also going to be needing 1 egg and 1 teaspoon of vanilla for just a little bit of extra flavor. We're going to be needing 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And we're going to be needing 1 tablespoon of sugar and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We are also going to need 1/2 cup of plant-based milk. Today I'm going to be using actually some nut milk. We're going to be using macadamia milk here, but you can use any sort of milk or dairy product that you like. We are going to grab a bowl and a whisk. And now we're going to start with our gluten-free flour. We're just going to dump that right in there. We're going to add our sugar and salt and our baking powder and our baking soda. Just dump all of that right in there. And then what we're going to do is whisk that up so that it's really nice and evenly combined. Then we're going to add in our egg and vanilla and our 1/2 cup of our plant-based milk. And guys, aren't these the prettiest measuring cups? I love them so much. I'll link them in the description box below. They're so pretty. I find that when I am excited about my cooking tools, and it just makes me really want to get into the kitchen and cook. I don't know about you, so I'll link those down below for you. And then we're just gonna whisk everything together, guys, until it's nice and smooth. So don't be afraid to really give it a bit of elbow grease here, guys. And if you find that your batter is a bit thick, like mine, we want it to be a little bit thinner, just grab a little bit more either water or plant-based milk. I'm just gonna add another couple of tablespoons here, and we just wanna thin that out a little bit. I find with different brands of gluten-free flour, sometimes they can be really thin, and then other times the mixture can be quite thick. So don't be afraid to add a little bit of water until you really get to the consistency that you want. All right, guys, now that we've gotten to that nice thick pancake batter consistency, we're going to place it on our pancake griddle and cook it for between 2 minutes and 3 minutes per side. For our meal prep lunch recipe today, guys, what we're going to be making is honey mustard salmon with roasted Brussels sprouts. So what we're going to need for that recipe is 1 fillet of salmon, or as many portions as you want to make. You can absolutely triple or quadruple this recipe if you're making this for your meals all week. We're going to need about 1 pound of Brussels sprouts, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1.5 tablespoons of honey, and half a tablespoon of Dijon mustard, and of course some salt and pepper to taste. As well as, this is one of my favorite things to put on Brussels sprouts or any vegetables, guys, everything but the bagel seasoning. It just makes everything taste like oniony, garlicky deliciousness. So this is an optional ingredient, but I'm going to be adding in half a teaspoon of everything but the bagel seasoning to the Brussels sprouts today. So what we're going to do is take our salmon here. You can see I have it on paper towels. You want to make sure it's really dry, guys, because if you try and season fish that's wet, it's just going to fall right off. So you want to make sure it's nice and dry. You want to season both sides with some salt and pepper. After we do that, we're going to grab our honey and our Dijon and just give them a really good mix together. And then you're going to spoon over half of the honey Dijon mixture to one side of the fish. And then you're going to flip the fish over and you're going to spread the rest of the mixture on the top side. And then, guys, we're going to bake this in a 380-degree oven for about 15 minutes or until the fish is no longer pink in the center. For those Brussels sprouts, guys, we're going to grab our Brussels sprouts out. We're going to grab a nice clean bowl here, and we're going to just dump those Brussels sprouts right in. From there, we're going to put on our 2 tablespoons of olive oil and then about half a teaspoon of our everything but the bagel seasoning. I'm just eyeballing this, guys. It already has salt in it, so you don't need to add more salt. But if you want to add more salt, feel free. And then all we're going to do is toss them right in the bowl. This is a really great trick to not get your hands dirty or dirty another utensil. So what you want to do is push the bowl away and then pull it back. And then what that does is it creates a rotating motion, and it's going to coat all of those Brussels sprouts with the oil and our seasonings. And we're going to roast these right alongside the salmon at 380 degrees for between 10 and 15 minutes or so. And then once the salmon is done, these will probably need another 5 to 10 minutes as well. So about 20 to 25 minutes for the Brussels sprouts. I've just placed them in a meal prep container here, 1 whole piece of salmon and about a quarter of all the Brussels sprouts that we made. I hope you guys really enjoy this one. It's super yummy, super tasty, and takes less than 20 minutes to make. And for our meal prep dinner recipe today, guys, we're gonna be making a beautiful, aromatic, pumpkin vegetarian curry. And for this recipe, what you're going to need is 1 can of pure pumpkin puree. This is a 14-ounce can. 1 19-ounce can of chickpeas that I just rinsed and drained here. 1 19-ounce can of crushed tomatoes with their juice. 1 tablespoon of curry paste. Now, this is the type of curry paste I'm using here, guys. It's called Pancakes, and it's the mild curry. I can't stand a lot of spice in my cooking, so I'm using a mild curry, but you can use curry powder as well. You just want to use half the amount of curry powder. So if you're using 1 tablespoon of curry paste, 1/2 a tablespoon of curry powder. And also just a few spices to keep things nice and interesting and fresh. I have 2 teaspoons of garam masala, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, and of course 1 teaspoon of salt. Alright, guys, for our curry, what we'll need is a really hot skillet. And we're gonna toast our spices. So in order to do that, we're just gonna put a tablespoon of olive oil into this really hot pan. And what happens is when we put our spices into the pan here, they get really nice and fragrant and toasty. You can even start to see them sizzling here. So we're just gonna take those spices and we're gonna toast them off for about 2 minutes or so until you really start to smell them. Once you really start to smell your spices, we're gonna add in our curry paste. You can start to hear that sizzle as well. And we're just gonna mix that into our spices. And you can you'll already be able to start to smell, guys. Oh, it smells so good. Really aromatic and warm. Oh, delicious. Now from here, we're gonna add in the rest of our ingredients. We're gonna add in our pumpkin. You can start to hear that sizzle there. We're gonna add in our tomatoes and their juice. This is already looking so yummy, guys. And then we're gonna add in our chickpeas. And we're just gonna bring this back to the stove, bring it to a boil, and simmer it for anywhere between 15 and 25 minutes. You just wanna make sure all those flavors have a good amount of time to meld together, but if you're in a rush on a weekday, you can just simmer this for 15 minutes until it's warmed through and ready to go. Now that the curry is finished cooking, I love serving it with a little bit of white rice. I've just seasoned this white rice with a little bit of garlic powder and some salt. So I like just layering that up in the meal prep container and then spooning the curry right on the side. Guys, this is such a warm and hearty meal prep lunch for these colder winter days. Alright guys, there you have it. 3 quick and easy beginner meal prep recipes that I eat in a day. And guys, that is it. It's super simple, less than an hour, and you can have all 3 made and ready to go for the entire week. And of course, guys, as I mentioned, if you stuck around to the end of today's video, I would be giving you instant access to my 5-step meal prep express guide. The link to download this guide is down below this video, and it's going to teach you how to make an entire week of healthy lunches or dinners in 1 hour or less. It includes done-for-you grocery lists and all of the recipes, as well as my foolproof 5-step meal prep strategy. Alright guys, that's it for today. Marliese from Simply Fit Moms signing off, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys!